You live this life, I walk this road, and you can talk shit. Gambling with my life, but I refuse to go for nonsense. This the life I chose, this all I know, ain't many options. Vow to tell the truth, I make the rules like I'm Fleece Johnson.
What's up, my man?
What's going on, Big Lee?
Same old stuff, man. Hey, man, I got a bone. I got a bone to pick with you, though.
What with me? What's going on?
Man, you keep on. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you think Marc is innocent or guilty?
Well, I mean, it depends what you mean. Like
Innocent or guilty?
With the documentary or
Period. Period. Being a homosexual.
I mean, well, we got to start from the beginning. Can we start from the beginning?
We can.
Okay. So, huh?
Check this out.
Okay.
I was on your panel yesterday. When it was just me, you, and Marc.
Yeah.
And we was talking about the interview with Jonathan Schwartz. And man, Jonathan laid out some key components that I felt like was valuable to the discussion.
Okay.
Marc did not say it was scripted.
Right.
I'm gonna give him that. I haven't heard him say that. But somebody left a comment on my page that I thought was interesting. And they said, if it wasn't true, why did Marc and JG, what's his name? Jerry Gaskins?
Something like
the guy with the gold tooth.
Yeah.
Why did they answer the question pretty much the same?
You know, everybody asked us. I asked that question. We brought that to Marc, and he said he don't know. The only thing, there's theories out there that when he left, they showed them the documentary, and they just piggybacked off of it. So I don't know.
He don't know that though, right?
Who, Marc?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he don't know. And he said the only thing that he can think of, because he said when they was filming him, they just filmed him, and then he got in trouble when they transferred him. And then he found out that when he got out that they all was on the documentary.
So he's saying after they filmed his part that they showed a guy that's passed away now what he said.
Well, that's the assumption. We don't know. Nobody knows. That's what's coming from Marc. That's just a theory. We don't know.
I'm gonna have to ask Jonathan that next time I talk to him, because I seriously doubt if he actually did that. But
because that was one of the major questions that I asked him off camera and on camera, and he said, "Man, I don't know." He said, "I'm just as mystified as everybody else," because I mean, how they was finishing each other's sentences and stuff. I was like, so either y'all was in on it or I don't know, man. We keep going down this deep, dark rabbit hole, and I don't know where it's gonna go. But as far as you saying that, do I think he's innocent or guilty?
Yeah.
I think that from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning, right? Let's start from all the way from the beginning.
All right.
So, I get a text message on this phone right here, right? That's the business number. And it say, "Hey, I'm Marc Moore." So I look at it and I'm like, okay, Ian, because I don't know who the heck that is, right? I get hundreds of messages. So then, he kept calling. He called like 3 times in a row. So I picked up the phone. I said, "Hello?" He said, "Hey, Donta, look, don't hang up. My name is Marc Moore, and this me. Look at your message." So I looked, and it had turned out sexual assault. So I said, "Hold on, give me a minute." So then I pulled it up on YouTube, and I was watching it. And then I stopped it, and I called my wife in, I was like, hey, babe, I got the guy on the phone. This him right here. So I played a little bit for it. And she was like, okay, what do he want? I was like, I don't really know. Because at that point, he didn't even tell me what he wanted at that point. So she was like, well, call him back and see what he wants. So I called him back and he was like, listen, I just want to get out here and tell my side of the story and put my truth out. And I was like, okay, what is your truth? He said, man, that documentary was BS. I said the things in there, but I wasn't doing them things in there. So, you know, at that point, I said, okay, let me give you a call back. So then I told my wife, like, man, he guilty than a mother effer, right? I said, nah, he guilty. And she was like, so what you gonna do with it? I said, well, he reached out to me. I'm gonna give him a platform to put his truth out there, right? So then I called him back and I told him, like, okay, listen, I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna let you drop your video and we'll just see where it goes. Then I told him, like, listen, once this train leaves the station, we can't bring it back. Once it hit the internet, you got to go through it. And I told him, like, if anybody come out for you or against you, I have to put them on the platform, right? So he said, cool, I ain't got nothing to hide. So as time went on of us breaking down the documentary, I was 100% saying he was guilty, 100%. But as we was watching the documentary and certain things was being broke down, I started breaking down until about maybe 70-30, right? Of him guilty, being 70-30. But then the guy Noel from Texas Podcast, he ended up getting in contact with me and he was asking me for some game, basically like, yo, how do I, get my channel to the next level? So I said, okay. I said, right now I got this dude, Marc, just react to all of our videos because it's gonna get hot, right? So he said, okay, cool. So then I offered Noel a job. I said, you know what? I'll tell you what. How about you just become a part of the Donta Show Network, and I give you your own segments for you to report on, right? And he was like, well, give me a couple hours. Let me discuss it with my wife, or whatever. But he never called me back. So then the next day he called me and said, hey, Donta, I'm finna blow your spot up. And I'm like, blow my spot up? He said, yeah, I got hips. He was real cocky with it. So I'm like, okay, well, do what you do. He was like, no, man, you finna go down. Your whole network about to go down and all this. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you talking about, right? So he's like, I'm just saying, Donta, it's WWF now. So he made himself a mortal enemy to me. I'm like, all right, man, do what you do. I don't care. So when he did that, he had hips on there. In the first video, that hips, he was saying a bunch of nothing, and nobody really could follow what he was saying. So then, as time went on, he started saying stuff like Marc was like a Roman gay emperor in prison, where he had 8 homosexuals fighting for his love to have sex with him at the end of the night. He beat up Marc, JG, and I think David Mendenhall. He beat all 3 of them up in the cell and got out of there. That he was talking about he was pushing 385 on the weight pile and all this and that. So that's when I was like, okay, Noel just paying him to say all this type of crazy stuff. So whenever they start going back and forth, because I thought that Hips was credible, and I'm gonna tell you why. At first, I thought Hips was credible because I had an interview with somebody that was claiming it was Hips. I had 3 interviews, but I just sat on it because I was like, nah, something ain't right, man. I don't think that's the real Hips. And that's when Noel ended up coming out with him. And I said, okay, so let's just see what Hips saying. So I sat back and I watched, and I'm like, he not saying anything. And then when he started bringing up this other stuff about this Roman gay emperor and all this, I'm like, all right, so we ain't even gonna listen to that. Right. So we had our little back and forth or whatever. And I said, okay, we ain't gonna pay attention to that. So that started giving me, when Hip started saying what he was saying, I was like, okay, well then maybe Marc is telling the truth, because why is this dude that was locked up with him saying all this weird stuff. And then I figured out Noel was paying him to get his views up. And that's why I'm never responding to Noel and Hips no more. I'm dead in that. Right. So that's when you get the, Gladiator 2 was coming out. So now I get it, the gay emperor and all that. So after that, I said, okay, I'm about 60% Marc innocent and 40% that he 60% that he guilty and 40% that he innocent.
Okay.
So as time went on, I had Cartoon 53. He pulled up and he gave his story.
Mm-hmm.
We had the prior chief of the Vice Lords that was down there, Big Mooney, and he said, "No, Marc, I never seen it. I never heard about that. The only thing I knew about Marc was he was a hitter, and he was about his business." So I'm like, okay. So then it got to a point where everybody that called in was saying Marc wasn't this guy, this homosexual guy. So I'm like, okay, so now I'm 50-50. Now, me watching the documentary, I'm looking and I'm like a seesaw. I can't really call it because looking at the documentary, it seemed like the documentary was a reenactment of what goes on in prison. And we have to separate what we seeing, like what people see the scene where him in a punk is getting in a bunk together and all that. They thought that the camera went off, Marc and him had sex right then and there. So
wow.
So I have to dispel that, and I'm like, yo, they not about to let them have sex. It's guards right here. Two inmates. Guards and inmates cannot have sex, and inmates cannot have sex. It's illegal. So I said, no, y'all. I said we got to break down this whole documentary because y'all got to separate what's fantasy from fiction, right? And fact and fiction. So I said, like this right here is staged. That's showing a reenactment of what's happening. So, still, with the other eyewitnesses account that spoke up on his behalf, I'm still 50-50 with it.
You 50-50.
Yeah.
You 50-50.
But why you say it like that though? Why you say it like that?
I can't see how you 50-50. I feel like you protecting them.
Protecting them?
Yeah, I feel like you kind of turning a blind eye to some of this stuff because you got to understand. I watched the same documentary too. Okay. And the story is so fluent. Not to have a script, his imagination was incredible. If that's what it was.
I mean,
so incredible he should be a writer.
I mean, he said he's working on a book.
It's gonna be a fabulous book. You know why?
Why?
Because there's gonna be a lot of truth in it.
Well, listen. Like I said, I never said the man was innocent. I never said he was innocent.
Well, you saying 50-50. 50-50 means exactly what it is. You're in the middle.
Yeah.
To me, in a situation like this, the middle is you believe him.
No, it's 50-50. It's I believe him and I don't believe him. I need more evidence.
If you done came from 70-30 down to 50-50,
right?
That tells me you're trending in the direction of his innocence.
Yeah, it's like the stock market. It's like the stock market,
Well, we're talking about apples and oranges here, though. We're talking about peaches. Okay, we're talking about peaches and apples, But my problem is that documentary told me a lot.
Okay.
I watched that documentary about 3 or 4 times. I done been on the panel with him maybe twice. Yeah. And I heard how the people that's on the panel last night, as you was breaking down what Jonathan Schwartz was saying on my interview, on how the guys on the panel was starting to say, oh, he's innocent. I'm starting to think he's innocent. I'm changing my mind. He's innocent.
Yeah, a lot
And
of
I
people
think it was a lot of your doing. I think it was a lot of you chopping up the video,
chopping it up.
not letting it play fully when he was answering my questions and kind of nitpicking stuff out of it to Marc's advantage.
No. First.
And I'm not gonna let you get away with it.
Let's lay the groundwork. Let's just lay the groundwork. First of all, does a man and okay? So Marc is on trial. Can you agree?
I agree.
And doesn't a man that's on trial need proper representation?
I agree with that.
Okay, so I'm representing Marc. I'm like his lawyer, right? And when new evidence,
hold on. One minute. I'm gonna let you continue.
Okay.
Now remember, we talking about a person that's already told the police what he did. Now you come in.
Okay.
Now he's already fighting because he was the one on the documentary.
Yeah.
That was him. That was him, right?
Yeah, that was him. It was definitely him.
Okay, so that's almost like he's already admitted his fault.
No.
You don't think that documentary was him talking about what he actually was doing?
So initially, like I said, I'm here acting as his lawyer, right? Okay. So when my client, which is Marc Moore, is on trial, when there's new evidence provided, I have to sift through it and see what looks good for my client. And first, I want to congratulate you for one hell of an interview. That
appreciate it.
For you getting Jonathan Schwartz on here on camera and doing one hell of an interview. That was an A1 interview. So
and I have to make this comment after you said that because Marc actually said I paid him. He think I paid the man because everybody was looking for him, and I came up with him. I'm just coming here to everybody and letting everybody know I didn't pay him a dime. I talked to him a couple times on the phone, told him my vision, and that's where we went at. And he was okay with it, and we did it. But go ahead, my fault. Go ahead.
Yep. So, like I said, that was one hell of an interview. You know, I reviewed it just like a lawyer's supposed to do. I looked at it and I said, okay, boom, boom, boom. And what I seen and the way I interpret it in my audience, and I'm pretty sure your audience would interpret it, is that he exonerated Marc. He
what?
He exonerated Marc. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because
please do.
I mean, just like the walk. Okay, so one of the major things that the people was complaining about was, oh, Marc gotta be gay because he was walking with the punk and he got in the bed with him and he took his clothes off and all this and that. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Jonathan Schwartz said, "Hey, that was staged." Did he say that?
Right. Exactly right.
So me being the lawyer, you know, me being his lawyer, I have to consider the evidence. And I see that, okay, one of the major things, keep in mind, I said major. One of the major things that people kept harping on was, oh, man, look at Marc. He walking with the gay guy. He done jumped up in the bed with him and all. That proves that he gay. But the producer even said, hey, this was a script. This was make-believe. This was a reenactment. So for the people who would say that, oh, they got in the bed and they had sex and all that, you know, Jonathan Schwartz cleared that up. So I'm just working with what I got. That's all I'm doing.
You gonna pull that one part out though?
What part? What you
talking about? That's the only part you gonna pull out was him walking the sissy back to the bunk.
I mean, I could go on and on, but I mean, we just focusing on that part. I mean, Jonathan Schwartz also said that he also said he also said, no, you asked a very, very important question, and you did a real good job doing journalism when you said that.
Appreciate it, man.
You said, so is it possible for a straight man to tell you these things off of experience. And Jonathan Schwartz said it's very possible that Marc can be a straight man and he could tell things that and embellish things that he never done. Now, so when I get that type of evidence, I must
hold on. What else did he say after that?
I don't know what he said. What did he say? Nothing else.
This is what he said. A straight man could do it because he wants to be on camera or some other reason. That's very possible. He said, but he know Marc didn't do it because he did an investigative thing behind the scenes to confirm everything. So, because he didn't want anybody to be able to lie to him, so he had informants.
Oh,
he said it. He said it.
I get that. I get that. So you mean to tell me Jonathan Schwartz is taking the word of convicts?
Check this out. Well,
Okay.
you can ask that because you're taking the word of a convict too.
No. See, Marc
is not a convict.
He's an ex-convict. We talk about the time of the documentary. So he had snitches. So he had snitching.
He started working in the background. Now, a lot of stuff that we talked about wasn't aired on my channel.
Okay.
And there was a reason for it. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell you.
No, because this live and you know I gotta sift through the new evidence before it get out there. You know
I'm gonna move some stuff. I'm gonna move some stuff in the light.
Okay, because you know a judge would say, "Hold up, I can throw that out of court. I can if you blindside, I can throw it out of court."
Check this out.
Okay.
Check this out.
All right.
He said his own words was. It was a lot of background stuff he had to do before he even went into prison.
Okay.
Now, this is the question I kind of asked off camera, okay. And I should have really asked again on camera, but I kind of left it alone because I did it in a different way in the beginning of my interviewing questions.
Okay.
It was a dispute or disagreement on how Marc's name got brought into the documentary to begin with.
Okay.
Marc said his friend called him, told him some stuff was going on with a documentary, and did he want to be a part of it, could cut his time down.
Yeah.
Jonathan says that he went to these programs and Jonathan actually got the name from people pretty much in the prison.
Okay.
So
unreliable snitches.
Well, even though he got his name from these unreliable snitches you talking about, it worked out because Marc did it. Marc did the documentary.
Yeah, we not disputing that he did the documentary.
Okay, check this out.
Okay.
With no clear incentive,
okay,
no promise of giving the board a good word in his defense. Because Jonathan said it on camera that he did it for other inmates, but Marc never even asked for it.
Well, let me ask you this, Big Lee. Let me ask you. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Now, this has been about 20 years ago?
Yeah.
And Jonathan Schwartz about 80, 85, 86-ish?
I don't know. I did not ask him his age.
Well, he's somewhere.
I didn't even look. Maybe it was my shortcomings. I should have looked up his bio with his age and stuff in it, but I didn't.
Well, let's just for the sake of the video, let's just say he's 80. Matter of fact, we'll give him a cool 70. We'll give him a cool 70. So 20 years ago, give or take, he was 50 years old. I don't know what I did 2 weeks ago. So what I'm saying is it safe to say that maybe, just maybe, he had forgot because he do so many documentaries and he do so many projects and he done dealt with so many inmates that maybe he misplaced well, maybe I didn't speak or maybe we did send a letter. Could it got lost in the sauce that he done forgot?
What about the letter?
Yeah, could it be a possibility?
I don't think he's gonna forget that part. If could he have forgotten something? Probably so. I don't know. I'm not in his head, but
I'm just trying to raise
I don't think it would have. I don't think it would have been that part.
That part, but it's such a small but big part.
That's a big part to forget that I provided a letter to the board for you to shorten your time in prison.
Yeah, but it kind of, it leaves room for reasonable doubt that this was 20 years ago. Maybe he have to go back to his case files and see did he do that or not.
Okay, let's throw out the letter. Let's the letter and the nice words to the board. Let's throw it out.
No, because we throw it out for now, but I got to bring it up to later because you said that he wasn't incentivized at all. So what made him do it? Okay, so what made him do it then?
I don't know what the reason was. That's something Marc has to answer, and he needs to take out the incentive because he was not incentivized.
Well, and this is what Marc said. Marc said that it's okay. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying because he wasn't incentivized initially, right? He wasn't promised that we're going to speak on your behalf on a parole board. However, when the ball started rolling, they was giving him good food, outside food, steak, lobster, crab legs, the best food that a man could eat, right? That's
gonna make you say you took somebody.
No. Hold up. They have the most beautiful white women that a black man could ever lay his eyes on, right? Coming from the penitentiary. Beautiful white women all over the place, right? And they give Marc all this special attention. So, I think that he was incentivized to keep going to do, because Marc thing was this. He said that when they first started, he was just walking around showing them like penitentiary living in Alabama. No gay stuff. But then he said they came to him like, hey, listen, man, this cool right here, but we need for you to move it this way and talk about the gay stuff. That's what he said. He said that it got to the point where when they told him this, he had to go to his homies and it was like, hey, listen, y'all, now they want me to do some gay stuff. I'm just letting y'all know that this is where it's about to turn to. They like, man, go do your thing. Just don't do no act. So,
well, see, that's another part that I was kind of confused about, because Jonathan Swartz also said that Marc was one of the main people in the prison. He didn't. This guy that had to go let them know what he was doing. Was almost one of the leaders letting his underlings know what he was doing.
Well, so you basically said Marc was basically the boss of the Bloods at that time in that prison.
He was more important than what most people would probably have thought.
Okay. Well, but he still said that he had to, check with, and I agree because, even the documentary said that he was like one of the most feared guys on the compound. But Marc said that he said, first of all, he don't have to ask permission for nothing, according to the game. But he said out of respect, he went to somebody that was almost like the same level as him and said, hey, this is what's going on. And
go ahead, my fault.
No, you got it.
Did he say why he nicknamed Mendenhall Mendy? Why did he give him that? Why was he responsible for giving him that nickname?
I'm not sure. I think I don't want to misquote, But I think that he said Mindy was already before he got there.
Well, in the documentary, he said he nicknamed Mindy that.
Oh, I don't know. I that's why I said I don't want
to go back and watch it. I was like, why would he give him a nickname like that?
Well, he was his war daddy.
So he was what?
He was his war daddy.
You gonna sit up here and say that and then say that you believe that he's innocent?
What you mean? He was his what? See, Big Lee. See, a war daddy doesn't always equate to homosexuality. You see what I'm saying?
Look, I'm not saying it does, but with everything else and that included, I would say it does.
Well, I mean, of what we talked about with the documentary, of course you could say that, but we gotta, and this is why I said we gotta separate fact from fiction, you know, from fantasy to reality. I mean, it's
and Jonathan, I'm not gonna let you do it today.
Do what?
Jonathan, that stuff you do. I see what you're doing. You're trying to sweep that up under the rug. No, the war. No, that's not what a war. You're gonna try to tell me there's no war daddies that commit homosexual acts?
I'm not saying that they don't, but what I'm saying is that
well, don't say because he was a war daddy that he didn't.
Well, I'm just raising the possibility that war daddy doesn't always equate to homosexuality. Can you agree with that? Wait. Can you agree with that? That war daddy doesn't always equate to homosexuality?
Now you have to understand this about me. Okay. I've never been to prison.
Okay.
So I'm never going to understand certain parts about that lifestyle. Okay. Even with all the interviewing I've done with Fleece and my brothers and my family members, it's parts of it I'm never going to understand.
Okay.
But I have yet to have somebody tell me that they were anybody's blank daddy.
Okay. Well, that's an Alabama term also.
I'm just saying. This is just me.
But wait.
I'm trying to give you my understanding.
See, and that's why I was glad that Cartoon 53 got on the channel, because Cartoon 53 even said that he was a war daddy. And that's why I said war daddy doesn't always equate to homosexuality. Cartoon 53.
But if Cartoon was on the documentary saying the same thing, we would be saying the same thing about him and his war daddy position. Yeah, it would mean the same thing.
Yeah, but have a cartoon on there, it showed a different side of the meaning of war daddy. Because when I heard the war daddy, I said, "What the hell is that?" Because I didn't even know what it was. I thought it was exactly. Watching the documentary, I thought, okay, this is a man, the war daddy, got all these punks and he sleep with them and take care of them and all this stuff. That's what I thought initially, until Cartoon got on there. And when Cartoon was like, yeah, shit, I was a war daddy. My eyebrow raised. I said, huh? And he was like, no, it ain't got to do nothing with, it ain't always got to do with homosexuality. A war daddy is a person that weaker inmates would come to and say, hey, I got these drugs, I got this contraband or whatever, I can't move it because everybody gonna try to beat me up and extort me, so could you help me? You a man of stature and you got status here, so can I come up under your protection? And that's what Cartoon said that he was doing. But now that's, the definition of a war daddy, of protecting weaker inmates in their investments. Now, as far as the fantasy part about it, about war daddy having sex with these guys that he's supposed to be protecting, I can see why y'all would say that with the documentary. But
Did you ask Cartoon? Was he the war daddy of homosexuals?
No, it don't always have to be homosexual.
I'm just asking you. If you're gonna bring him up, what I would have asked him is, okay, well, if we're gonna compare apples to apples, because obviously Marc was the war daddy of homosexuals, Here's some homosexuals.
That's allegedly. We can't say that he was the war daddy of. Well, okay.
We just said he was the war daddy of Mindy.
I give you that. I'll give you that. You got that. You got it. You got it.
So can next time you talk to Cartoon, can you ask him? You know, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but was you war daddy? Did you have homosexual? Because that's an important piece of the puzzle to me.
I'm gonna definitely ask him, and actually, I think he actually referenced it in there also. Now, he also said that you can do business with homosexuals. Also, you can definitely.
Yeah, I have heard about that.
Okay,
I have heard about that. I'm not gonna knock it. I know some legit, real dudes that's done business with homosexuals in prison. I get that, but we talking about Marc nicknaming a homosexual being his war daddy.
Okay.
Marc said on the documentary.
Well, you know, I mean, that was a very long documentary. You know, you can't even watch it the whole way through because you get tired. It's very exhaustive watching it.
Yeah.
So I may have missed it. I don't know.
Okay. You know, we great cut all this out. We great get down. We great get down right to the. I'm trying to use the right words because it seems like everything is gonna need a pause after I say it. So,
okay, well, let's go.
I told you about a clip to find for us so you can show the people.
Okay.
I want you. We gonna play it 2 or 3 times. The first time I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
And then the second time, I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with the video, and then I'm gonna let you play it a third time so you can see it. Because as detailed as you are, I think you overlooked this.
Okay, so look, I'm gonna mute it though, so we can just see the visual, so the copyright don't come on.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, is that cool?
Yeah, it worked.
All right, let's see. Okay, they're gonna be able to hear us. I'm gonna pull up the screen. They're gonna be able to hear us.
Okay.
All right, so you let me know when to stop it and play it and stuff. All right.
Yeah, go from that point to them getting in the bunk.
All right.
That's Marc and the sissy.
Yeah.
Okay. He looked like a professional putting up that sheet.
I mean, he just reenacted.
Hold on. Because I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to let everybody watch this real quick.
Oh, okay. Okay, I mean.
Now Marc is in there.
Yeah.
Rewind it and play it again, and I'm gonna take you through it, and I'm gonna tell you what his subconscious mind, when his subconscious mind took control, and his hand is on the smaller. Go back it up a little bit, because I want to make sure everybody catches.
Okay.
Now you only do this to women. I've never done this to a man in my life. This is only done to a woman.
Okay.
And if you disagree with me, you let me know.
Okay, all right. We finna get there. I'm trying to see what's going on.
All right, him and the sissy's walking. He puts his hand on the small of the sissy's back to push him through.
Okay.
Now watch this. Now when the sissy bend down to go in the bunk, he brushes up against Marc's shirt because his shirt moves. So that means his butt is hitting Marc's frontal, and he's comfortable enough to grab him by his waist and help him in there. Men don't do that. Straight men do not do that. Watch this. Watch his shirt. His shirt moved. Grab him by his hips. Straight men don't do that. Have you ever did that?
No, hell no.
Okay, play it again. Because I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Play it again.
Oh, okay. What I'm supposed to be?
I'm gonna walk you through it again because I don't think you see it. This is undeniable. This is his subconscious mind taking control. He's comfortable. Back it up. You didn't back it up further enough.
Okay.
I gotta watch you.
What you mean? I'm playing it. Okay, right there. Okay, you talking about with his hand? You see it?
You ain't got slow motion on that thing, do you?
Let me see. Wait.
Okay, no. Don't worry about it. Go ahead and back it up when they walking again. Because I want everybody to see this. This is his subconscious mind. His hand gonna hit the small of the sissy's back, pushing him through.
Yeah, he just like, come on, let's.
Have you ever done a man like that?
No, hell no.
Why not? Why not?
Because
you done been walking with men before. You ain't never did that.
Yeah, I didn't have no reason to do that, you know?
What's his reason?
I mean, they telling him to, walk
through. They didn't tell a man to put his hand on his back like that.
I mean, I see it. I mean,
I'm not gonna let you do that, Donta. I'm not gonna let you. Ain't nobody said nothing about this part, and that's a problem.
I mean, I mean, listen, I ain't making no. I see it just like you see it, and so.
Okay, what do you think about it then?
I mean, he just.
He just what?
He walking through.
Stop, Donta.
I'm not doing nothing.
Tell the truth, man. What does that mean to you?
But I'm just saying. Okay.
I'm not letting you. I'm not letting you do it today, Donta. What does that right there? If I send that picture to anybody in America,
okay,
and tell him that the dude on the right is a sissy.
I mean, listen. It ain't. I mean, everything ain't what it seems.
Stop, Donta. Stop.
I mean, listen, I know it's bad. Okay, listen. I'll be real. I'm gonna keep it real. I know it looks bad, but he just showing like, how he get from A to point to A to B.
He doesn't even know what he's doing right there, Donta, because it's comfortable and natural. It's a subconscious thing. His arm went up. He didn't think about that. All them dudes standing at the end of the bed, the aisle kind of got a little crowded. And what you do when you walking through a crowded place with your wife?
So let me ask you this then. All these dudes with their shirt off and do-rags, are they gay too?
That might be an act. That part might be an act. But I'm talking about I'm talking about Marc's subconscious movements.
I mean, I understand that, but how you gonna say what's in that man's mind?
You know something, man?
No, I ain't trying to.
We are watching action. We're not watching words.
I know,
put that back up there and play. Put that back up there and play it one more time, and play it all the way to the end. And I'm gonna talk. He's gonna put his hand on his back. He ain't even thinking about it. He just gonna do it.
Okay. Hold on,
and you do not do this to a man.
No, I know that. That's a fact. That's a fact.
And Jonathan them didn't tell him, hey, put your hand on his back right here.
I get what you're saying about the subconscious.
Obviously you don't. And look, obviously you don't. Watch this. Boom. And it's soft. It's real light.
I mean, listen. Okay. I mean, listen. I'm not giving.
Hold on. Watch this part. Watch this part when the sissy bends over and Marc don't even scoot back. He stays right there, then grabs his waist and helps him in there. That's somebody comfortable with the movements, man. It made me uncomfortable, so I know he's comfortable. Look, shirt move.
I see.
Come on, man. Stop, Donta.
I see what you're saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. Listen, Big Lee, I'm not saying you're wrong. I didn't really look at it in that way. So, but what I'm saying is this. You ain't got that you got me moment. It ain't that you got me moment. I see what you're saying.
No, if that's not a got you moment, you'll never have one with Marc, and that's gonna be the problem, because what he just did.
Okay.
Beyond everything that he said.
Okay.
That was an action. That was a subconscious action.
Yeah.
And even to the point where dude bent over.
Okay.
And you see his shirt move because dude was so close to him, which means they touched.
Man, but
touched. And then he grabbed him. He was just as comfortable grabbing him by his waist, helping him in that bump. Bruh.
Well, listen, listen. It's bad. I admit it's bad. It's very bad. But however, I got to put this out there. It's bad. I give you that, Big Lee. But we have to explore the possibility that Jonathan Schwartz, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be wrong. Jonathan Schwartz did say in your interview, yours, not mine, he said in your interview that we have to reshoot that a couple of times. Did he say that or not?
They reshot it twice.
Twice.
He did not tell him what to do, but they reshot it twice.
Okay. So I'm just setting the stage. As Marc's lawyer, I have to, like I said, it looks bad, but it might not be too bad if you think
How many times would they had to reshoot it for you to put your hand on the small of his back and then have him put his butt on your frontal?
No.
While he's bending over, and you grab his waist and help him in the bunk.
Well, with me, it would never be a first shot or second shot. It's just not happening. It's not happening. But wait a minute, hold on. It ain't about me. It ain't about me. It ain't about you. It ain't about nobody but Marc. Now, is it a possibility? Listen, it looked bad. Damn it, it is bad. I'm gonna be real. It's bad. I'm not making no excuses. I'm not putting on my cape and rescuing Marc. That ain't what's going on here. It's bad. I already said it. It's horrible. I already put that out there. But we have to pursue an avenue of, well, did he shoot it the first time and Marc didn't do them things? And they said, hey, make it a little more juicier? Could that be a reason? Don't you look at me like that, Big Lee. Answer that question.
I'm getting so disappointed in you right now.
To me, I'm just saying.
And you my mans, man. I'm getting real disappointed in you. We got to draw the line somewhere. This is getting ridiculous.
No, I'm just. Why was it shot twice? That's all I want to know. Why?
I don't know the answer to that, but it was shot twice.
Well, that might be another question that you need to ask Jonathan Schwartz.
But I did ask him this. Okay. When I asked him, was it scripted? He said he didn't tell them to do nothing, and he didn't tell them what to say. They had their own stories.
Okay.
And their stories are too close together.
I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that.
Their stories go together like a puzzle. It's scary
I agree.
How well their stories go together.
I agree. I'm not denying that. I've never said I didn't deny none of that.
All the way down to the point where in the documentary, when they said Marc was taking care of business with one of the dudes, stopped, and then GJ took over. Did you see that part?
Yeah, I see that, but Marc explained that already. He said that he don't know what the heck JG was talking about. He said they didn't interview. He said he been out of that prison after he didn't have no idea till he got out of prison when he seen the
Okay, answer me this.
Okay.
How long does Marc know how long JG and Mindy's been passed away?
I'm not sure. Well, Mindy, that's up to debate. Nobody really know if he dead or alive.
Okay.
And I have to say this too. maybe 2 weeks ago, give or take, I got in touch with a so-called David Mendenhall. I don't know whether it's the real one or not, but when he told me that he changed his name years ago and that he don't want to be a part of nothing that's going on, he said he got a wife, he got kids, that's his past. And I asked him, I said, hey, listen, one more thing, and just tell me, did you and Marc ever have a homosexual relationship? He said no and hung the phone up and blocked me. And that was it.
Of course he's going to say no.
Now I don't know.
Why would he say yeah after he just told you got a wife and kids and he don't want no part of it? No, hell no.
I mean, but like I said, I think the only person, because listen, and like I said, shout out to Jonathan Schwartz for even giving us the documentary, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
He did his job. That was one hell of a documentary and other documentaries that he done did. So he put the work in. He did what he's supposed to do. As far as the Marc situation, he's not denying the documentary. Marc is not saying that he didn't do the documentary.
He can't say it.
Yeah, I know. He's not denying the words that he's saying neither. He's not denying it at all. He's not. But he's saying that these scenes that y'all see is fabricated. It could be based in truth.
His talent, if it's not true, okay, his talent rival Denzel's.
Well, I mean,
not the young Denzel okay, at his peak.
Well, here's the thing. Well, since you want to bring that up, could it be possible that maybe Marc is a bona fide A-list actor that haven't been discovered yet?
No.
I'm just saying we gotta leave with
this. Is ridiculous. Look, that little clip you just played three, 4 times.
Yeah.
If you can still argue that, then I'm just gonna end up leaving it alone. This is like beating a dead horse.
No. Listen. I agree with you. Listen, I agree with you. When you pointed that out, like I said, because I done watched it many times, and I didn't never look at it like that. But
nobody has said anything about. They said something about getting in the bunk. They ain't said nothing about him putting that sheet up. I mean,
they put up sheets for all different type of reasons. It ain't just to be, bumping and grinding. They doing drug transactions and trying to hide from the police. So, putting the hump up, that's nothing. That don't.
Okay. Well, I told you I ain't never been to prison, so I stand to be corrected. If that's a normal thing for even straight men, then okay, cool.
Yeah.
But the other part of it.
Yeah. I agree.
Come on. I want you to. You can't agree to that and then say that it wasn't no comfortability there. Because Jonathan did say he had been with that sissy before, and they look like they've been together before.
Now we can dispute that. Now that's hearsay, And the reason why I say that, and I know Jonathan Schwartz said that he had, guys divulging information from the prison, telling him things about Marc. But according to the street code and prison code, you're supposed to mind your business. And these guys, these so-called credible guys that's feeding Jonathan Schwartz this information, they are snitches and they violating the prison of the convict code. So, we taking the word of convicts. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, check us out though. Okay, I feel you, but check us out. Why aren't more people coming out that was on the documentary saying, "No, man, that was a lie. I don't like the way I looked in it either. It was edited. It was horrible." Why ain't it more people coming out?
Well, it was only
and why haven't more people came out in the last 20 years?
I don't know. I mean, well, I do kind of know. Well, so if you look at it, the documentary is really based around Marc, right? He's like the head driving force of the video, and then everybody else is added as, you know, co-host. So maybe, I mean, Hips came out, but he was dragged out from the rat hole that he done came out of. He was smoked out of.
But just to disagree with Marc.
Okay.
He was drug out to just disagree with Marc. He didn't come out and say, no, it didn't happen. They made me look bad. No, he came out and said, yeah, Marc was doing that.
Well, he was compromised because Noel was paying them, and you can look at the first video with Noel and see that whole hour thing that he had was a nobody even know what was going on there. And then as the days went on, Noel kept paying him off big time, you know, deep into his pockets or whatever. Then he come out with this gay emperor and all this Hell in a Cell, WWF stuff. So he's not credible. I get what you're saying. Now, if somebody like with JG, he done passed away, so he can't come out. However, this woman, and shout out to Nessa actually found JG old Facebook account, and he was basically doing what Marc was doing, what Marc doing right now, that he was saying about, yo, that was my past life. I'm married and all this and that.
Hold on. He said that was my past life, but he didn't say I didn't do it.
Well, he said that was my past life, referencing to prison life, which could be anything.
Yeah, whatever.
It could be everything.
Me or you would have been like, man, that was fake. That was false. They bamboozled us. They lied to us. But he came out and said, that's my past life. I'm no longer in prison. I done turned my life over. And that's what he was getting to. He didn't say that they lied on him.
He
didn't say it wasn't true.
We're gonna have to do a follow-up video. And hey Nessa, if you listen, text me them the messages and stuff that JG had on his Facebook. And we're gonna break it out there. We're gonna look through it and see did he say anything about the documentary or anything about homosexuality. So, you know,
hey, that's cool. I appreciate you coming over to Hustle Spirit and sharing this hour with me to talk about this, even though I think you still protecting Marc.
I'm not protecting them.
And that little piece of that video, see that's subconscious. I'm gonna say it again. The subconscious mind tells on your wrongdoing.
I agree. I never said that. I'm just saying we have to now listen, and I'm just going off what Jonathan Schwartz said. If he would have never said we shot it twice, my thing is it wasn't juicy enough the first time. That's all I'm saying. I'm just throwing that possibility.
You know something? I'm gonna ask him. That should have been a follow-up question. I'm gonna ask him, but I think it has a lot more to do with the arrangement of the guys that's in the pod than what Marc was doing with his hands and his private parts and all that.
No, we ain't
seen that man bent over in front of him and Marc didn't even budge. Matter of fact, it made him grab his waist. You know what I'm saying? That's dangerous.
Listen,
that's dangerous.
It is dangerous. It looked bad. It sound bad. All of the above. I give you that. The subconscious thing. I get you that he was comfortable and all that, but we still have to look at the possibility.
Here you go with this.
The possibility. I'm just going off what Jonathan said. This is not on my own. He the one said that we had to shoot it twice. So my thing is, it wasn't juicy enough the first time. That's all I'm asking.
So if I once I talk to him and he answers that question, and I tell you, and he says something like, "Yeah, it wasn't enough men in the pod, or the lighting wasn't right," or something like that, then what you gonna say? Because he's not gonna say, it wasn't juicy enough. I don't believe he's gonna say it. I believe Marc did his subconsciously, he did what his mind and body told him to do.
Well, we're speculating at this point. When you get to when you talk about we're going to redo this, when you talk to him, you got to ask him all these questions, and then we'll revisit this. But at the time, yes, I looked at it. You pointed that out. I took it into consideration. But then I had to take into the consideration that he also said we shot it twice. So that
and
means
I'm good. I'm going to shoot all them holes in your stuff right now. Guess what?
what?
You know why? You know why it took me so long to notice it, and you didn't notice it, and a lot of other people didn't notice it?
Okay.
Because we already knew he was gay.
Who?
That's Marc. We already knew it. That's why we didn't say nothing about it. Because we was like, oh, that's natural for a gay guy.
So is Marc? Is it safe to say that Marc's sexuality is on trial here, or the documentary? Which one? I don't know.
There's definitely Marc's sexuality,
but
for sure.
Well, you presented another piece of evidence, to the trial.
Besides his own words, it's the most powerful evidence that's been presented the whole time that's been going on. Nobody has said anything about this, and they didn't say it because they already knew he was gay.
But you taking something very small about this tiny.
Hey, that's not small. That's not small.
And you brought it up to something that you know what I'm saying? It's this small that you're taking something that small.
That's not small. That's not small.
It up. We gotta figure out.
He bent over and rubbed his butt against Marc's frontal. And the only thing, instead of jumping back, or instead of moving back, Marc moved up and grabbed his waist and helped him in her. Hey, that's powerful. I want everybody to go back and watch it.
I agree. But again, what happened in the first video? Why wasn't the first one shot? Listen, once you come back with that answer.
You think, hold on. You think Jonathan Schwartz said, okay, say Jonathan did say, put your hand on his back, make it a little more believable.
Okay.
I'm going to give you that one.
Okay.
But you think Jonathan said, hey, sissy, when you bend over to get in that bunk and your butt brush Marc grabbed his waist and kind of got him in there.
I need for you to ask Jonathan Schwartz.
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought. I want you to ask him that. Because
I will. It's me asking a dumb question about the second part. The hand on the back, I'm going to ask him. That other part.
Okay.
Because that was a accidental, on purpose act.
I'll tell you what. When you talk to Jonathan Schwartz and bring up that part, if he say that no, I did not, or nobody told him to do that, then we're going to have an emergency video meeting. Emergency. It's going to drop all things, and we're going to put Marc in the seat, and we're going to have to discuss that. We're going to have to discuss that. We're going to have to bring it out.
Just so he can give you an excuse and you be like, well, yeah, I figured that it was a documentary.
No.
It was a documentary and they told you Jonathan already said they did not tell him what to do and they did not tell him what to say.
I agree with that. I agree. But
and even if he told them what to say, they were so fluent. There's no way they would have remembered that like that. Dude, ain't no way. Please tell stories like that because that's his truth.
Okay.
That's why he don't have to write them down and he memorized them because he's telling you the truth. And that's what Marc was doing in that documentary.
Now, I tell you what, I totally agree. But does a man have a right to defend himself?
If he just come out and say, you know something, I did it. I was young.
No, that's what you want him to say. If the man is innocent, hold on.
Look, I did it. I was trying to avoid it. I didn't want to admit it. I was what they call gay for the stay.
See,
hey,
here's
nobody has to live his life but him. So
that's true. Wait. Let me drop this on you right quick. Pause. Big pause on that. Okay, Big Lee. I know you is a man of the cloth, right? You a man of the Bible, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this gonna resonate with you. There was a time when the Pharisees kept coming at Jesus trying to trick Jesus up. And one of the Pharisees, when they got behind closed doors, said, "Hey, y'all, wait a minute. Let's rethink this." Now, there has been a lot of false messiahs that came and gone, and it was sought out to be a fraud, right? Right?
Yeah.
But then he said, "But what if he's really a fraud? Eventually, it's going to show." Can you agree? And
Yeah.
And so he said, let's just let him be. Let Jesus be, and he will expose himself if he ain't the Son of God. But if he is the Son of God, then we are in direct violation. So what I'm saying is, like I said from the beginning, I told Mark, once this train leaves the station, everything that comes with it, and this is a part of what comes with it, right?
Yeah.
He's going to have to answer. I can't answer for Mark because, it looked crazy. It is crazy. That what you pointed out, I didn't think about that. You have a good point.
Why? Why didn't you think about that? You seen it just like I did. Why didn't it register in your head?
Well, I mean, because I'm watching. I don't know. I'm just watching it. I don't know. I don't see.
You knew it wasn't natural.
Yeah, I know. I mean, listen,
for a straight man. For a straight man.
Yeah, it's not natural for a straight man, but it's things that watching. I do 5-6 videos a day. I'll be tired. I'll be exhausted. It maybe slipped my mind. I maybe didn't see it, but the point is that you pointed it out. Doing great journalism, by the way, great journalism.
Appreciate it.
And, you pointed out. So I'm gonna, when Marc available, I'm gonna let Marc know, like, hey, listen, Big Lee seen something in a documentary, and it didn't really sit well with me neither. And you gotta explain this. And we gonna do a video of basically what we doing right here. Marc, we gonna break it down frame by frame, and he got to give his account. Is it not fair for him to give his account?
Absolutely fair.
Okay, and I'm gonna hold him as a hostile witness. Also, I'm not going to allow him to run, but I don't think he's going to run anyway because he always answered the question. So I mean, I don't really think it's a big deal.
I mean, he gets pretty frustrated and starts screaming and yelling and walking off and all that. I've seen.
Man, that's because of the trolls, man. The trolls get under the skin, man. They say such vile, evil things. Yeah, they say some really messed up. But
if he just admits it, man, it's a little light on him.
What he's supposed to admit to? Whoa, let me ask you this, Big Lee. Hold on, Big Lee. Now, we know that you a straight man. You would never admit to being something that you are not, correct? Big Lee? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Let me say
you gonna turn that around on me in that way?
No, I'm asking you a question.
I would never admit something I'm not. No.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So is it we can't give this man the benefit of the doubt that he could possibly be straight and he just not going to say I'm gay because he's not gay? If there's a possibility for that?
Maybe he thinks he's straight now. But in there, he was crooked as hell.
Well, and that's going to be for the audience to decide when we like this right here. You presented new evidence, right? You brought it to the table.
The most powerful evidence.
I mean, it was like.
But now the most powerful, besides his words and Jonathan's words, it's the third most powerful thing.
Okay, well, like I said,
because he talked about what he did, and I'm one of them type people. I don't care how many people tell me that, even though Jonathan did, and other people might be able to see it, I don't know no straight man you can get to do that with no incentive, with just good food, a cheeseburger and some fries and a sun kiss. Come on, man.
No. See, you add in the sun kiss in there and cheeseburger, lobster, steak, and the crab legs, all that. So what I'm saying is, I'm gonna I'm gonna show Marc the video. I'm gonna put Marc in a hot seat, and we're going to go frame by frame, and he has to explain. And
Let me know. I can't wait to see it.
Look, on the flip side, you gotta shoot Jonathan Schwartz the messages, because we might don't even have to do the video. You might just come on and be like, listen, Donta, he said that this would happen, and it fits Marc's narrative. My bad.
Okay.
That might happen. So, in the meantime, I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do, and you're gonna do what you gotta do, and we're gonna come back together, and we're gonna see what's going on.
All right, my brother. You have a good day, have a good Christmas. And keep on. I don't even believe you believe he's innocent. So it's cool. I think you just talking. There's no way you believe that.
Oh no. We have to, Big Lee, do what man have the right to have representation when he's accused.
Yeah.
So this all this is. He's on trial. Marc's sexuality, his life. He's fighting for his life.
That he brought back out in the open himself.
Yeah, that he did.
And you know why it took so long for him to bring it back out in the open?
Why?
Because it's hard to fight the truth.
Well, okay.
It's hard to fight the truth, my brother.
We go end it on that note. So happy holidays, Big Lee. Shout out to Hustle Spirit.
Appreciate it. And everybody go to the Donta Show Network and check them out.
All right, y'all. And with that, we done.
All right.